The Survival Series for Kids. What to Do When Your Mom or Dad Says, Be Good. Written by Joy Berry. Pictures by Bartholomew. Be Good by Joy Berry. Has your mother or father ever told you to be good? When your parents tell you to be good, do you wonder, what do they mean? Rat says, what is he supposed to do? If any of this sounds familiar to you, you're going to love this book. The boy asks, why? Rat thinks, hmm, because this book is going to tell you exactly how to be good. Rules. Being good usually means obeying the rules. Why rules exist? Anytime two or more people are together, it's important to have rules. Rules are guidelines that tell people how to act and what to do. In this group, there are no rules. Yeah, we are all just doing our own thing. Really? Some groups have no rules. Every person does what he or she wants to do. In groups where there are no rules, there's nothing to tell people what they may and may not do. Smack! Ouch! Hey, what did you do that for? Said the little boy. The big boy says, because I felt like it. In groups where there are no rules, there are no consequences that people have to experience when they do something wrong. The little boy says to the big boy, you'd better not hit me again or else. The big boy says, or else what? I can hit you whenever I want and nothing's going to happen to me. Rat thinks, and there is nothing done to make sure that people do what is right. Little boy says, if you hit me again, I'll tell the other guys. The big boy says, so what? They won't care. Besides, there's nothing they can do to stop me. Rat says, looks like trouble. In groups where there are no rules, there is no way to change things when they need to be changed. The little kid says to the big kid, it's not fair that you can hit me anytime you want to. The big kid says, well, that's the way it is, and there's nothing you can do about it. Rat thinks, uh-oh. Often, when there are no rules, there is conflict, confusion, disorder, and destruction, and people end up hurting each other. This is not good. As the boys start to fight, pow, oomph, ouch, rip, kasmack, boom. Rules can bring order to a group and help do away with the conflict and confusion that often cause people to hurt each other. After the boys fight, they're in pain. Oh, ow, oof. Two other boys see them and say, well, that's what you can expect when a group doesn't have any rules. Spoken and unspoken rules. There are two kinds of rules. Some rules are talked about and agreed upon by everyone in the group. These are called spoken rules. Here is an example of a spoken rule. The Boy Scout leader says, remember, men, another important rule is do not leave the meeting without permission. Other rules may not be talked about and agreed upon, but everyone in the group knows that they exist. These rules are called unspoken rules. Here is an example of an unspoken rule. A boy sees a bunch of cookies and licks his lips and slurps, mmm, and says, I'd sure like to have a couple of those cookies. The leader didn't say we couldn't eat them. Another boy walks up and says, but he didn't say that we could. We had better not take any without his permission. Spoken rules are often more effective than unspoken rules. When a spoken rule is made, everyone has a chance to talk about the rule and make sure that it is understood. But when a rule is not talked about by the group members, sometimes it can be misunderstood. As the boy finishes all the cookies, gulp, the leader says, "Those cookies were supposed to be for everybody." Whether a rule is spoken or unspoken, it needs to be respected and followed equally by every member of the group. As the boy finishes the cookies, he says, next time I'll bring the cookies and respect the rules." But the rest of the group is angry at him. Rules about space, time, possessions, work, play, habits, and customs. Rules about space, time, possessions, work, play, habits, and customs. Every group is different. Thus, every group has a different set of rules. Rat says, "Here are 6 good reasons why you need to have rules." It is important for groups to have rules about space. Rules about space tell group members what areas are okay to be in, what areas are off limits, what activities may or may not be done in certain areas, and where group members may and may not go when they leave. The boy says, "Hey, you clods, watch where you're going. I'm trying to paint a club sign." As they walk over it, crunch, stomp, spill, zing. Rat says, "Looks like they could really use some rules about his space." It is important for groups to have rules about time. Rules about time tell group members when things happen, the schedule, when certain things should be finished, and when things may and may not be done at certain times. The boy arrives late and thinks, "Where is everybody? I thought Where could they have? It's kind of late." Uh-oh. Rat thinks, "It's after 10 o'clock and I don't think he knows where he is." It is important for groups to have rules about possessions. Rules about possessions tell group members what each person owns, what owners may and may not do with their things, how to borrow and return things, and what must be done when someone's things are lost, abused, or broken by another group member. The little boy says to the big boy, "Hey, that's mine, you big, fat, ugly creep." The big boy says, "So what?" and flicks the box. Rat thinks, uh-oh. It is important for groups to have rules about work. Rules about work tell group members who is supposed to work, what work needs to be done, when the work needs to be done, and where the work needs to be done. The boys are standing in a mess. One boy says, "This place is a wreck." "Get lost." Another boy says, "It's your turn to clean up." "Buzz off." Another boy says, "Jerk." Another boy says, "Is not." "I'm not doing it." "Is too." Another boy says, "There's no rules that say I have to do it." Rat says, "Even I wouldn't live here." It is important for groups to have rules about play. Rules about play tell group members who to play with, what is healthy and safe to play with, when it is healthy and safe to play, and where it is healthy and safe to play. The boy is walking in a work zone and falls down a hole. Help! And thinks, I wish this place would have been off limits. Rat says, it wasn't a very good idea to play around here. It is important for groups to have rules about habits and customs. Rules about habits and customs tell group members what they will do during time spent together, what they will do for vacations, holidays, and special events, how often certain practices will be repeated, and how the group will choose to act or behave. The group is together, and one boy says, I'm bored, there's nothing to do. Another boy says, are we going to do something on vacation? Another boy says, really? Another one yawns. Oh, no, we did that last time. Rat says, they definitely need a rule about spending time together. Following the rules. If you are like most people, you belong to several groups. You are part of a group at home, at school, at church, and in your community. Each of these groups has its own rules about space, time, possessions, work, play, habits, and customs. It is important that you follow the rules of the group you are with. To do this, you must be aware of what the rules are, respect the rules, and obey the rules. Rat sees rules, 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 and says, I'm following these rules. Hee 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 hee. If you don't know what the rules are, learn about them by talking with a person who is in charge. This may be your parent, teacher, principal, or group leader. One boy says to the other, I think the rules stink. Rat says, yeah. The other boy says, let's talk with someone about the rules. If you do not agree with a rule, politely ask the people in charge to explain why it exists. Their explanation may help you understand the rule and make you want to support it. One boy says to the teacher, excuse me, sir, how come we're not allowed to have any pets in school? The teacher says, because they might cause confusion during school hours, and you need that time for study without any disturbances. If you still do not agree with the rule, try to get it changed. Talk to the people in charge. Tell them politely what you do not like about the rule and how you would like to see it changed. If the rule cannot be changed, you will need to cooperate with it as best you can while you are part of the group. As people are complaining, boo, no, school's no good, boo, unfair to rats, the boy says to the teacher, is there any way we could possibly change that rule? The teacher thinks, was that a rat? Making the rules. Most adults agree that children are more committed to obeying the rules if they have had a part in making them. If you do not have any part in making the rules that you are expected to follow, talk politely with the people in charge. Doing this may lead to your becoming more involved in making the rules that affect you. One boy says to the other, why should I obey the rules? I didn't have a part in making them. The other boy says, well, booing and protesting isn't going to help. I'm going to ask to be a part of making the rules. Rat says, besides, how can a pet rat be a disturbance? Relationships. Being good also means getting along with the people around you. Many people are involved in your life. There are parents, relatives, friends, teachers, doctors, workers, and more. Because these people are important to your survival and growth, you need to have good relationships with them. Treating others with respect and kindness. A good relationship begins with respect. Try to respect the people around you. Realize that they are valuable and important, and try to think good things about them. Two boys see the janitor, and one boy says, "There goes old man Brown, the junky old janitor." A good relationship also requires kindness. Whenever you can, cooperate with other people. Help them and do kind things for them. The boy opens the door to help the janitor, and the janitor says, "Thanks, Sonny." The other boy says, "It would have been funnier to watch him try to get in with all his junk by himself." Communication. To have good communication, you need to communicate with the people around you. Begin by listening to them. Find out how they think and feel and what they expect from you. The janitor says, "I wish the kids would put their trash in the trash can. It would surely make my job a lot easier. Would you like me to help you pick it up?" While the other boy says, "Huh," and tosses his paper on the ground. In addition to listening, talk with the people around you. Let them know how you feel and think, and what you need from them. Says to the janitor, "Do you think you could teach me some tricks of the trade? I'd like to start a cleaning service of my own." The janitor says, "Sure." And the other boy says, "Oh, brother." Be sure to choose the right time to talk with someone. Do not talk with people when they are upset or busy, as they may not be able to concentrate on what you are saying. The boy says to the janitor, "Say, Mr. Brown, how do you fix a leak in a tire? And my bicycle headlight is blah, 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 blah." Meanwhile, the janitor's thinking, "I've got to mow the front lawn, fix the air conditioner, that back window needs repair, sweep the hall, clean the toilets." When you talk with people, it is important to be accurate and honest. Make sure that they understand what you are saying. Do not say anything that would make someone believe something that is not true. As the boy is bragging, brag, 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 he says, "Yeah, we must have caught over 3 million fish, and none of them were shorter than 10 feet. Janitor thinks, "Sounds a little bit fishy." If you understand and obey the rules, if you treat the people around you with respect and kindness, if you communicate with them honestly and accurately at a time when they can listen, you will be good. The end.